Oh, hello. Good evening. Welcome. Well, this is it's pretty good. 12 episodes in. We've accomplished a couple of projects. And today we're going to do final assembly of the Sci-Fi pilot kit that I am using to make a Sci-Fi V2 in the Classified. It's a Kanan, my brother.
What's
Still
up,
getting his
Nick?
pump on. And coming in. Thank you, sir.
610.
What up, sir? Son of the Crayon Slayer. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Cliff.
Cliff, thank you.
Hello, sir. David.
David.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. Michael. Oh, wow. Long-time human. Well, we appreciate you joining us. Let's see. I hope you like it. We'll find out. Thank you for being here. Mom. Hi.
And there's
Love
your
you.
mom. Hey, Shannon. Oh,
Minyoza.
who's here?
Hello, sir. Greetings and salutations. So,
Pretty little group going. So
nice little starter group. I'm really happy with that. It's awesome. Yeah. Pop, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. We had a good show Sunday, so I don't know how many people actually caught that, but we'll close after you get your main part done. We'll just do a quick recap of where we're at on that.
Okay. Okay.
Just a quick one,
Yeah.
just to show the end result.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm sure these folks would like to see where that ended up. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Dad and I do a show, a couple of kooks every other Sunday. And last Sunday, he went through a lot of the astronaut kit that he's working on for our special project at DFW, and then regular release after. So wrapped it up. So that's pretty exciting.
Well, I still got a lot of pieces to do, but I just want to show people the progress.
Oh, okay.
Right. If they're not watching the show, then they can see what we've been up to.
A sample, if you will.
Yeah.
A little sample.
Quick little walk around.
Would you look at that?
Just look at it.
Just look at it. So there we go. This. Boom.
Oh yeah.
So you can see I did go ahead and clear coat. Okay, we're doing the focus thing again. All right.
Shiny.
It's a nice. Come on, you. All right. Focus. Good Lord. How is it dark under a light?
It's that cellophane on it is not letting it reflect the light.
Yeah, that's very irritating. Okay. Get creative there. So there's the helmet. Appreciate that. So all of the gray parts and the yellow parts are all satin. That is the war paint satin varnish. And then the black parts, like the original figure, is gloss. And you can see it came out really nice.
It is really glossy. Looks
Very
good.
glossy. Very glossy. So there's the helmet. You can see the armor. Really nice. So, and I didn't have to sand a lot on these. So for that kind of finish, that's pretty nice.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, get started on this. That's fancy.
It is fancy.
Fancy, don't let me down. Oh. Since they're glossy parts, I guess I'll go ahead and rubber up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so that heat doesn't cause fingerprints.
You don't want that. All right.
Hey, Robert.
What's up,
What's
sir?
up?
Welcome. Make sure I mount these right, and you gotta find each one has a stamp in a different location. They're about as reliable as their peg sizes. And that's
David wants to know if it's easier to do flesh tone for Joe's in the 3 3/4 by fine paintbrush or airbrush. Trying to find it in paint to mix. Haven't found the right paint.
I mean, either way, I'm using Kislev Flesh.
Kislev is a lot darker color than the O-ring Joes had. The O-ring Joes have very pale.
Yeah, if you're trying to match, definitely not that. For that one, you may have to go with like I don't know, like Citadel and that kind of. They all have weird names, so probably like some kind of Elven Flesh would probably get you closest, I would say. If you were trying to match specifically.
Stacy's here, Mikey.
Stacy. Oh, okay, Stacy. Your mind is always in the damn gutter. And that's what we appreciate about you.
David wants to know if it's easier to do the flesh tones with an airbrush.
Oh, specifically paint or airbrush. I'm sorry. Okay, so easiest way is brush. Cleanest way is airbrush. So obviously the easiest way is just you dip into your paint with your paintbrush and spread the color thin coats, so you don't want to get it thick so it doesn't leave brush marks. But for the best results, it's airbrush. No question in my mind.
A little heat.
Mm-hmm. Try to be careful. I don't want it to get too hot because I don't know what that tape will do, you know?
Yeah, Vallejo does. There are a couple of the miniature paint manufacturers that do make flesh tone packs, and usually in that is a highlight flesh tone for dry brushing, and that'll get you closer to that OG color.
Good point. Yeah, because depending on how OG you go, well, most of them, it's almost more yellow than it is pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then depending on what figure, it's a little more olive. You know, it's a little further on the extreme.
Yeah, that'll get you started, David. That Hobby Lobby set's a good set just to start and find out if you even like the handle of airbrush, and get you kind of to where you got a little bit of a technique before you jump up to something like a Patriot or better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you cut yours with you cut your paint with thinner, right? You don't use water.
Yeah. Airbrush thinner. Always what I use.
Get a little airbrush thinner, David, and if you decide to jump in with some of the figure colors, you can just thin it out with that, and it'll do a great job. And you'll learn a little bit about the ratio as you go.
Yeah, because there's really no cheat sheet for ratio. It depends on your airbrush, on your pressure, on the paint.
As you get into, it's just like a spray gun for car paint or house paint.
Mm-hmm.
You could have two of the exact same model and have slightly different settings on them, just because of how each one lays paint just a little different. It's how when they drill out the air holes and all of that, you get just a little variation, and you got to tweak each one a little bit as you paint. So
already, I am digging how that's looking.
Yeah, it's already.
Damn, that's nice.
Screaming V2 right now.
Wow, that's good. That's exciting.
You got to put the vest on before you put the arms on that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pieces prepared. Whoops. Well, I finished the Rookie. It's a great series. I really enjoyed it. Man, really enjoyed it.
Is it completely done, or are they still making those?
No, they're still going. I
thought they had a new season.
Yeah, like a week or two ago, somebody on Tony's stream was like, "Oh, have you seen the new episode?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's still going." Wow, I didn't completely miss the boat. There's like 7 seasons of it though. That's pretty intense.
No problem. Best of luck with it. Watch you some YouTube videos too. You'll learn quite a bit.
Yeah. And if you really want like something that'll like inspire you, watch some of the guys that do the miniatures and how they do like shading and like the glow effect blows my mind every time.
Yeah, when they do the wet on wet over white or over really light blue to make it look like it's glowing and put the accents on the armor. Pretty good stuff.
Oh,
but there's basic ones out there too that just show you how to do the basic paint laying and how to mix and all that.
Oh yeah, I watched several of them when I was getting into it because it's intimidating.
It is. One thing I have noticed about most of the painting groups and hobbyists, they're really not shy about sharing info. They're really good about that.
That's true.
because most people are really just in the hobby because it's a hobby and it's something they love and they just want to share it. They don't want to. It's not like they want to be the only one doing it. Tristan in the house. Hey, buddy.
Tristan, what's up, bud? Good day, sir. Good day. All right. Got a little bracers. What I do to heat them up, I just put them on the little screw like that. That way I don't have to burn the tips of my fingers. Lord knows I have. Now, are these the same, either side?
Yeah, they're interchangeable.
Okay. Good, man. Good. How are you? How you doing?
Oops. Going after this one. Biff Jocko, who made a badass set of couple of Kooks figures.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude. That was wild. Took me out with that, dude. That's intense.
Pretty cool.
Now every time I see Colonel Siege, I think about my damn dad.
Well, that's weird, but okay. Gun Bunny. Welcome.
What's up, man? What's up?
Yeah, man, those are awesome. We like them very much.
Cool.
Super cool.
Super cool, dude. Very honored. Very cool.
I don't think I've ever had somebody else make an action figure of me.
I know I haven't. Of course, that first action figure doesn't look anything like you anymore.
No, back when I was a lot heavier, and back when they were doing the Star Wars Blue Card series, I took a Jack Porkins and made him into a Dark Jedi. Called him Darth Kook. Had a guy at work.
And a Dooku, right? Those were the two figures you
had.
Yeah,
those were the figures I set up. Yeah, and they a guy at work. He that's what he called me all the time, was Darth Kook. Yeah, Cliff, that's a great channel.
Nice.
David, if you check that one out on the replay or in the chat later, that's a good one to watch.
I take a little white lithium grease into this.
Yeah, putting those arms back in, even if you're just the shoulders alone, are way easier to pop back in with that stuff.
Oh yeah. It makes a massive difference. I tell you what. Now, so I'm gonna put the heat right into the sockets. I'm gonna keep moving it around. So I did take this off because I don't want this to get as hot as that rubber. So I'll have to go back and reheat that vest a little bit. But
Oh man.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Cliff. Every time I watch something he puts out, I'm pretty impressed by that channel. It's great. If I had more free time, I'd probably paint miniatures again.
Yeah, you think you'd do Warhammer? Or you think you'd do like Dragon?
Probably just a mix.
Just whatever.
Probably just find character designs that I like and just paint them up.
Until you got to making your own.
Yeah, and then I eventually would just be like, screw it, I'll make my own.
Fucking Thanos over there. Fine, I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
Is. I am curious. Where do you guys go after this? Are you three POA loyal? You like the toy kind of mood? You go over and see what Travis and Tony and them are doing. What's the consensus with this crowd? Where are we going? Going three? I feel like it's going to be three POA.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
I'll tell
Cooter's
you.
Garage does What's on Joe Mind.
Okay.
Jimmy says he goes to bed. That's a pretty good one to me.
Hey, all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that one.
Jay Gonzo says 3 POA. Welcome,
All
Jay.
right.
Good to see
What's
you.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Oh, Cooter's Garage says What's on Joe Mind isn't on tonight, so he is going with 3 POA.
Okay. All right.
Gun Bunny says whichever one's talking about Classified.
Respect. All right. I like that.
I can relate to that. Father Son Galaxy, evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're trying to find out where everybody goes after this show. What podcast do you catch? Okay, Mac, what's up, fellas? Welcome.
What up?
Thanks for checking in. Crayon Slayer, 3 POA.
Okay. All right.
610 Yojo Daddy. I channel hop a lot, TV and phone. Do a lot of that myself.
Damn.
Michael.
I don't have that. I don't have that ability.
Stacy just waits here until you come on again. Just hang out.
That's why there's always one waiting. Thank you, Stacy.
One tab is always that. Just whatever the channel is. Just this channel.
I love it.
Did you paint the belt on the waist?
Not on the waist, because the outside one is going to cover it. So.
Oh, okay. You got an outside one. That's cool. Which one did you use for the outside one?
Televiper. He's got the two big
pouches
on the end.
Yeah, he looks really.
Look like Sci-Fi's belt.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's a belt I use a lot in customs. It's a good belt. It's got that communicator on it. White Vegeta. Hello.
Thanks for checking in.
Damn.
Good Lord, that looks nice.
That is fucking sci-fi, dude. Jesus. I do need to glue these pouches. I didn't glue them. I thought I did, but I did not. So they're just, I drilled a hole into the bicep and, little pin vice, little fella. I think I'm good.
Yes, it is, Jimmy. It's a real pretty figure.
She's a real beautiful
fire.
Ooh, thanks, Mom. It's that fire, dude. All right. So is this little wristband? Are you including this in the kits?
Yeah, you'll get about a 1 1/4 inch
Each of it?
piece
Okay. All right.
to
It's
go from the helmet to the top of the backpack.
it's like springy. Like it's a
Yeah,
coil. So that's pretty cool.
yeah. You'll have to glue one side or the other in because it'll slide out all the time. I'd glue it into the backpack and then hook it in the helmet when you put the helmet on. That way, it has a little flex when you turn the head. It slides in and out as it turns.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
All right. I think I changed the tolerance with the paint. I'll have to
Oh yeah.
tap that out a little bit. That's okay. That ain't nothing crazy. Let's see here.
Tony. Hey man.
Tony, what's up, buddy? How the hell are you? Those are not big enough. So I'm gonna have to do this carefully.
David's gonna probably go back to Professor of Rock or Essential Craftsman.
Oh, okay.
Father Son Galaxy asks, what would you recommend to glue down a sticker that keeps popping up? Honestly, I don't know if it's for something vintage or not, but I feel like a lot of stickers respond well to rubber cement with just a little paint thinner in it. Mix it up and brush it on whatever's sticking up and lay it back down. It's not super permanent, but you'd never know it unless you warm it up.
Oh, that's a solid tip.
Yeah, there's a few things that people don't realize. There's a stuff out there, I cannot remember what it's called, but they sell it as something that you put in joints to keep them from being floppy, and it comes in this little bottle with a needle tube, and it's really wet. And all that is, all right, just a tip here for you, is Elmer's glue mixed with a little distilled or pure water. That's all it is. So if you have an applicator and you just mix a little Elmer's glue with some water, it'll do the same thing. It dries pretty clear in the joint, but it'll stiffen up the joints, especially if you heat up your figures with the boil method, and that where the T-hook meets in the waist area, that gets kind of floppy sometimes. And you just put a little bit of that in there. You can use a disposable brush so you're not wasting away, and then wipe off the excess and let it set overnight. And then in the morning it won't stick to the plastic. It might pop loose, but it'll make like a little washer in there made of that glue. You can use that on O-rings. You can use it on classified. I like using it on classified because if you warm up the figure, that it doesn't go anywhere. It warms and shrinks and heats up with the plastic.
Good tips.
GI Joe fan addict, definitely 3POA after this.
Right on.
Thanks. You get a pretty good mix of things. 3POA
Yeah.
seems to be the king, though.
Which I assumed.
Now again, the hose is not included in the kit. That will be your Televiper / tripwire. You got some choices on where that hose can come from.
Barbecue. Literally any classified that uses a hose
will come with this hose.
Uses this hose, except for Metalhead, because his are a different kind of hose. But
yeah, I still think that little hose that comes with Metalhead, one of those could be used for that Dragonski from the mask to
the belly
chest.
to the mask. Yeah, I bet you're right.
You warm it up enough, it'll flex out. Still figuring that out. Figure it out every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central.
Damn straight.
On either Mikey or Zakanan's channel, they alternate.
That's true. This week, Zakanan.
Hell yeah.
The albino cobra. I've got hose. I've got hose in different areas.
Do you have any foam in that helmet, or just
nope?
Fit that head that good?
It's that head.
Nice. That's nice. Stacy, I don't mean to hurt your feelings or make you feel bad, but we sometimes purposely say things to see if you will take it to the next level. Just letting you know that. And you really need to watch out with the ones that slip out.
Heyo.
Heyo. I would never.
All right.
Well, Tristan, if you do bump into anyone while you're watching, just get them on the channel. We could use the views.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about this before, but on the original, I think that went to the big cannon that he came with, and I just wanted to package it down, so I made a spot in the backpack to put it.
Yeah. And then all the figures, give them one of these. I don't have to worry about them. These are the ones on Amazon. I think they're Figures Lab. The black series is what they're for. These are the ones I use. I like them.
Yeah, I got a bag of those. I really like them. I think we should probably just get a bunch of them, find out where they get them, and just sell them and have them at our booth.
Mm.
It does look awesome.
Not a bad idea. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks,
yeah, Cliff. I am super proud of this kit, and I knew Mikey would do it justice. So, and honestly, it's a pretty simple. Okay, we'll watch for that. David, it's a little bit smaller than that. What it is, it's honestly bracelets that that used to come. You used to get them like in the '90s when everybody was wearing everything in all bright colors and stuff. You could get them. You get a pack of them, and they'd be like green, yellow, blue, and red. And I just hunted around until I found them. I really think it seems a lot like, what is it, the E string, Mikey?
It's not a guitar string because it's just coil. It's not wrapped around anything.
Yeah, so it's like
it's
that
about
without
that
the
thickness.
core. Yeah, I think it's just that without the core in it, and they just make it into bracelets. I get them on Temu. That's where I get them. But that'll be like our standard tiny hose. So every time we sell a kit that needs that hose, we'll include it just so you don't have to go out. The nice thing about it, unlike the hose that came on the on the 3 3/4, that hose, if you bend it too far, it'll bend. And the nice thing about this is it won't pinch. It'll flex with it and still look like it's ribbing on the hose. If you're not going to move it much, you could probably put a quick layer of paint on it and really make it look like a hose. I think it looks really good the way it is. I think the detail just looks like little ribbing.
Yeah. It's ribbed.
And that looks like a classified V2.
That's legit. That's damn legit.
Incredible. That's incredible. I'm super thrilled with it. Way to go, son.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, and I like that you gave it a second nipple on the bottom so you don't have
I gave it the side one for the vintage look, but added that one on the bottom just so it gave you some slack when you're posing the figure.
That's
so it's just got 2 hose connections, whichever one you want to use. If you're going to make Sci-Fi a lefty, then you'd be fine using that side hose.
That would be useful. Which I guess this gun would have been on the left hand because the right hand had the big cannon.
The cannon, yeah. And in the comic art, it looks like the gun stows on the backpack, but I did not get that.
I don't know where you would put that.
Yeah, I would. I just didn't want to do that. David likes listening.
Unless this slot here, there was some kind of mechanism that.
I wondered that the slot isn't deep enough on the original figure, and it's got a feature inside of it, like a little, like it was meant to just look like a slot. David likes it when you do voices because you're so dang funny. That is true.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Wow, just
very nice of you to say.
Awesome for sure. Your daddy looks amaze balls. Turned out good.
And it did.
We will.
What?
Go ahead.
You could take somewhat of a shortcut here. If you were doing this yourself, if you got, obviously that's not what this is. This is the if you got the HMS Techno Viper, that's already a pretty darn good start because you're starting with a gray body. So if you wanted a quicker, little less intuitive, you could use one of these, but you would have to peel off the soft hose and grind off the those hoses are tabbed.
Yeah. You could also use a metalhead body. You would just have to you'd have to deal with the boots, and you'd have to just live with the boots that are on it, and you'd have to paint the shoulder joints. Other than that, it's almost a match to that gray. Yeah. I mean, Joe, the yellow really does pop, and that was, I think that's one of the things that makes the original figure so cool. Is GI Joe was starting to experiment with some wild colors, and this one is so subtle. It just has the pops of yellow in it. Just gives you a little futuristic vibe. But
somehow the 91 version is less intrusive than the original.
Yeah. Sci-Fi was already wildly colored.
Super bright. And this one's like, oh, these just kind of bright. This is pretty, pretty new. Will, hello, sir.
Welcome.
What's Pepperell Crafts? What's that?
I don't know. In Massachusetts.
Hey, what's that? Welcome, by the way.
Yeah.
what that is. Okay, so that's the main part of the evening, was assembling that and observing its. I, I'm not saying it to my own horn, but that's badass. You did a really good job with this.
It's a great
Really
sculpt.
good.
And you know what? How that happened? A lot of people, I don't know if they saw the show where we talked about it originally, but it was we had the we had that we had the action assault trooper you had done in white, the one that you had sold, and it was somebody said, man, that really has a sci-fi vibe to it, and I thought, oh my god, that would be the perfect kit to do.
This one, but in a slightly different. I redid this one so we could still have a white one, but
Yeah.
it was similar to this, and the guy was like, "That's got a real sci-fi like V3, which is that figure, but in white and toothpaste. I don't know what color that is. It's like teal."
Okay. All right. I looked up the Sketty strings, and it's basically a coiling cord. And it comes in different colors. You can get it in black. It's lacing, and it would work really well for a lot of this stuff. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's
Thanks,
a great
man.
kit.
Yeah. So that is where this kit, where the idea spawned from, was the guy saying that this gave him Sci-Fi V3 vibes. And
so we will probably have a Sci-Fi V3 build at some point just to show people the difference. I think people seem to really like white figures, and maybe it's because we don't get a lot of them, or maybe it's just the color pop and it just suddenly looks different than everything else on your shelf.
they do
But
pop.
I agree. White figures are awesome. I wish there were.
They're a bitch.
Yeah, you got a lot of paintwork
from my standpoint. Manufacturing's whatever, but
intense joint prep on those. You got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Tristan, I wish you could too, man. It'd be talking about if you're gonna come to America for a visit, I would say Texas is probably the right place to go.
Hell yeah. We're coming to America.
Yeah, Menjosa, it does. I always thought that when I saw the cyberpunk figures, I thought they looked a lot like assault troopers.
That's cool.
Your mom says white figures are cool. She is correct. They are. They always pop on the shelf. They always draw people's eye.
They do.
And so that is on the call sign longbow, the version of the assault trooper we used for the adapt trooper was part of the special weapons team, and they're all in white. It looks really good. It always stands out.
It does. They pop.
Aw.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I noticed something today. I want to ask others if they have if anybody else has seen this, or if it's just my imagination. I was looking at the retro classified Flint, which I think they nailed it. I think that's a really nice job they did there. There's nothing special, like it's nothing crazy. But let's see, what I want to share screen.
Well, he's looking for that. Hey, is it pretty close to that size for the 1/18 hose? Cool. I'm gonna look that up.
That's cool.
There could be some uses for that, because honestly, at some point we're gonna run out of barbecue hoses. So it would be good to have a backup, and I could just make hose connectors, and you'd glue that stuff into them, and you'd have a hose.
That would be handy.
I just really like the way that hose looks with the ribbing on it.
It's a nice hose. It's a good length. It's a nice hose. The girth. It's got good girth.
It does.
So this, what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But I was looking at it and I was like, this looks familiar. It looks like Bradford from the fucking Rookie. Am I wrong?
Does.
Am I the only one that sees this?
I can see that.
That looks like fucking Bradford.
Yeah, I had saw somebody made a comment on one of the rage pages, whatever you read, and they were talking about how he has a silly smile on his face, and literally on his file
card says that.
It says he kicked the door open with it, lopsided grin. You boys ready to go home? I mean,
yeah.
Well, come on,
and
man.
Look at Bradford's face. He's got the little crooked grin.
Yeah, get your shit together when you're going to talk about what figures look like.
Crazy.
We do have canon, and you can be a cartoon guy, you can be a comic book guy, but the file cards are god.
Well, Flint's is in a league all in its own.
It's an incredible. It's one of the best file cards they made.
Such a good one. Yeah. Anyway, I noticed that today. I just wanted to see if I was alone or if this.
I could see a little bit of that in it.
There's something there. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if the guy played him. I wouldn't be upset about that.
He looks like somebody that could come from Wichita, Kansas. Whoa. Careful.
Whoops. You saw it. You saw nothing. So there's that.
Yes, Menjoza, it is. I love that file card, and Mikey and I have had many conversations that if there was ever a GI Joe movie and a way to pull all the older movies together would be to do that as the beginning, where actually Duke and Clutch and all those guys that were in the last movie didn't actually die. Cobra had them prisoner, and Flint just made it his mission to find them over the next few years, and then that is how the movie starts out, is Flint's file card.
Yeah.
Ties it all together. Flint's kind of, because he's been doing this for a while, kind of becomes the de facto team leader for a bit until Duke gets on his feet.
Right. So you get to understand that dynamic. Like, why is Flint a field commander if you have Duke? It's like, well, Flint stepped up when Duke was gone. And he found him. He went for them. He looked for him.
Yeah. So Flint, Flint basically. Yeah, he ran the team on covert ops when they kind of went silent for a bit, and Roadblock went his own way. Roadblock probably show up for that show, but for just the sake of doing a GI Joe show, even if you were going to do a TV series and you were going to take up where that left off, that would be a great introductory episode.
Oh yeah. And we've said it 1,000 times. Run that show like the unit.
Yeah, absolutely, and you could rotate the teams out. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
you are in time, because Flint is my favorite GI Joe and always has been. And I just think that he in the last movie kind of got a kick in the head there with the. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see it, especially from the card art.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I'm sure I'll do it eventually. Yeah, I'll do it eventually.
That's going to go on the list, and there's probably a body already picked out. Multiple teams, multiple leads, and that's the thing. The show could be, Duke taking a group and being like, all right, here's the team leader, and then the next week Flint is telling somebody in another theater what they're doing. You don't have to have one be all to end all lead. They're both taking. We don't even know who they're taking orders from for the first half of the season. We just know that they both have missions and they're both getting people together and taking care of it.
Yeah.
And your missions, just like GI Joe was intended, would be, if it was an environment, then if it was snow, you'd have Snow Job or one of those guys. If it was the desert, Dusty would be their person. Rakondo, it just which I think was the way the team was intended, and the way Larry Hama really wrote the comic book at first, was that he would introduce those characters by bringing the Joe team to an environment that character thrived in.
Mm-hmm.
You could even make a nod to the Eco Warriors, with Airtight leading them and throwing guys on, and everybody being like, "Are you serious? Are the colors of these suits?" And Airtight makes a crack about what's on his file card, like, "Hey man, lowest bidder, you get what you get. You get the light blue one, you get the bright green one. I'm wearing the yellow."
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, that's probably a pretty good move. Pretty good move. That's probably.
Now in the cartoon, I thought Beach had mentioned something about it. It's like it's Hawk, Duke.
Yeah, he did. He did
him.
set out the order, and I think that if you were doing the TV show with Spec Ops style, you would kind of not worry about that so much, and like Mikey said, do it like the unit. Like you have a team leader and the team members, and you may have Duke run a team, Flint run a team, Scarlet run a team, Snake Eyes run a team, however you wanted to do it, but you would have your OG guys would be the field leaders in most cases, and then you'd never know.
Yeah. Mix it in there. Mom and Zakanin using their member chat. Appreciate
Hell
y'all.
yeah.
I gotta make a video for that.
Yeah, we got both of them at the same time. Cobra. Yeah, absolutely, TC. That would be cool.
Yeah. That would almost be cool, like kind of like how Black Mirror was doing it, where like different shows would be different like genres. Like if you could do something like that, that would be pretty cool. Like you could do some creepier stuff if you use like mindbender stuff, or the tinkering with genetics, or the grave robbing that they did in the books. Like that would be pretty cool. Like one would Chuckles would be kind of like a you could do like kind of a spy thriller thing. Like what was it the Image, when Image relaunched GI Joe? Wasn't he a spook? Wasn't he a CIA guy?
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense for GI Joe, but I thought it was cool.
No, but
new.
And Zakanin is exactly right. You would just do it like special missions. And each episode, or maybe you'd have a 2-episode or a cliffhanger episode at the end where you'd have to bring in another team to rescue them, and then you get a chance to bring in your rescue team. It's just some things that pop. When you spend hours and hours on the road together and hanging out together, you end up coming up with some things. But that the idea of having that Flint file card be the beginning of a new series or movie is always very much the something.
Yeah.
Jacob,
hey, what's up, buddy?
Welcome.
I finished this, Jacob. We got it assembled and everything. So Sci-Fi V2 is complete.
That's gorgeous, man. Turned out so nice.
Pretty happy with it. Now I got to figure out what's next. What's the next kit?
Are you gonna lay something out there? Because while you do that, I can distract everyone by showing them what we've been up to on a couple of kooks.
Go ahead.
All right, let's do that while you prep. All right, so we are building a spaceman for DFW. There will be 2 versions. There will be the one we'll sell at our booth, which will be classic astronaut looking stuff. But this one will be this one in black will be the one we do for the show. For our we have a project class, Mikey? Is it a workshop?
Yeah.
And this is where we're at so far. I blocked out the figure with just basic shapes of what I was going for. If anybody's watched the show, they've seen me do the breakdowns of how I model this stuff. I do them. It's usually a lot worse than it should be because I'm terrible at recording my own work. But this is the helmet. We're hoping to have a nice clear bubble. And it'll be cast in black, and you will make a, just to show you, this head under here is just to kind of show you what we're looking at. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Let's see if we can find this head. There we go. Back at it. To this and hide this. There. That's kind of the look it's going to have. So we're basically building an homage, classified homage to the Alpha Star pilot. But this is the rough end, and this is what that kit's going to look like. It'll come with its chest piece, shoulder pads, the helmet, bracers, belt, hopefully with magnetic pouches. It'll come with this rifle and probably maybe a couple more accessories like that. It'll have some nice boots and knee pads. And probably these. I haven't decided on these for sure. We started out that show several weeks ago. We talked about doing an inspiration board, and I put together a bunch of different spacesuits that I like pictures of, and then I'm slowly just picking what I like out of them. And this is where we're at so far. So the stuff in gray is the stuff that's been modeled. I'll still go back. Once I get everything to this stage, then I'll go back and start putting extra details in the helmet. I went ahead and put most of the details in the helmet. And we'll just do that all the way through. Right now, the helmet is a separate piece to the ring, so you can polish it how you like it and then pop it in. This bubble will be used on several kits going forward. We just needed a base one, and this figure was a perfect thing to do that with. You could probably use this same kit to do yourself like a Deep Six or anything else, any of the Astronaut Star Brigade guys. We did that Buzz Lightyear custom a while back, and last year that was our first like big project we did, and I thought it'd be a lot more fun to have our own kit, so you weren't cutting apart another kit. You'd have these pieces ready to snap onto a Destro, or well, mostly Destro. You could use Barbecue and not use these bracers. Barbecue's got good, basically is Destro's body with different arms. So you could use either one of those. And Pimp Daddy Destro lends himself really well to my mind just blanked out. Ozone Star Brigade Ozone in the purple.
The maroon one.
Yeah, the maroon one. So the Pimp Daddy Destro body, if you get a hold of one of those, we'll have some of the Destro bodies on hand at the workshop. But if you bring you one, then you don't have to pay for a Destro body to take apart. Destro bodies are very plentiful. There's been several releases of them, and that's kind of what we're doing. These will be cast in black with the bubble and whatever it ends up being, and then you can just snap this stuff together. And we'll go over it in the workshop. We're going to show everybody how to do a few basics. I think we have the workshop, and then we also have a panel. So if you guys are coming to, if you are coming to DFW, please check out both. I think this workshop is going to be $50, and that will include the entire kit except the body. And whatever fun we come up with, I'd like to do a few things where we could have some basic painting. I don't want to do a bunch because we're only going to have about an hour and a half, I think, to do our workshop.
Yeah.
So we'll do that in there, and when you take it home, then you can put clear coat on it, add stripes or whatever you want to it to make some things pop. One of the things that will, just to kind of give an idea of how it will look as far as color, there will be these slots like this all the way up this arm. So the idea would be you could paint those blue or green, kind of make them look like they glow. So that would be a whole entire thing. Thanks, Stacy. Whoever grabs that, that's awesome.
B Drew 90 is the recipient of
Sweet.
Thank you, Stacy. And for the new member, it's party time.
Are you serious, man, Joseph? Holy cow! Are you a box guy or just you just need a loose one?
What the hell? All right. For the new member, this is for you.
Holy underwear! Yeah!
Thank you!
It is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new members.
This one's for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So that video was both to Stacy and to our newest member.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go through some chats here.
Thanks, Stacy.
Loving that, Spaceman. Thanks. That's what I think too. So we're going to do a few kits that are based in that world, just to have some fun with it. It is Destro. It is Destro. That's the
yeah.
You could use barbecue too, like I said. Thank you. He's a Kanan made a comment too. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Tristan, thank you. Mendoza, if you need one not in the box, just drop me a line. I'll make you a deal. I'll ship you one out. I got plenty right now. So that's crazy because I love that figure. I just think it looks really good. Either version of it, whether you got the retro version or the newer one.
Mm. What's up, Talib?
Talib's here.
Good evening. Good evening. That's wild.
You probably did, which is too bad because the ozone figure that I did for the Buzz Lightyear build for the Star Brigade is probably my favorite one of the ones that I did.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a good one. That maroon, it's just so cool.
It is. Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, shoot.
Cool.
Oh man, $2 super chat. Well, thank you very much. What do I got for you?
Let's find out.
What could it be? That's
I love the feeling of fresh air on my naked breasts. See that? Man's immune to sweater yams.
What about me? I like sweater yams.
I like sweater yams.
You like sweater yams? It's such a great movie.
It is. It is. It's a good one.
Mikey, do you mind sharing the recipe of the Night Creeper leader?
Not at all. Not at all. Let me. He is actually the recipe's pretty damn easy. It's a Storm Shadow or Nunchuck lower and Zartan upper. Yeah. So
yeah, I just
a nunchuck.
I think it's really cool.
Belt.
Standing next to Sci-Fi is representing that last generation of Joe is pretty cool.
Boom. The only tricky part about this build is this harness because that is crazy legs.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to come up with something different, which I think, honestly, nunchucks would work pretty good. So nunchuck and Zartan. The head is from Collectible Carnage, Etsy or eBay, and it's a Matt Murdock. That's what it is.
Oh,
but
cool.
He made a Night Creeper leader where he trimmed off the back, so it doesn't have any tails to it. But the crossbow I think is that as well from him, and it's pretty cool because it actually on the Night Creeper backpack, which you could just use the Night Creeper one, but it actually does fit on the backpack, which is pretty crazy because I doubt it was designed that way. But this 3D printed part fits on there. You gotta trim up the little triangular pegs there, but yeah, if you just wanted to use Night Creeper backpack and the crossbow, you'd probably be fine just doing that. So yeah, that's him. He's pretty simple. I don't know why I always loved this figure when I was a kid, because I was not into ninjas that much, but this figure was just so damn cool. Honestly, I think it was the tiger striped pants.
I think so too.
I think I was jealous of the pants.
Yeah, I think everybody would have. Just well, see, now you got 2 offers, so you're gonna be set.
There's Destros. There's Destros to go around. Plenty of Destros. Oh, Gonzo became a member.
Yeah. Let's get it. What do you got for him?
Thank you.
Holy underwear!
Yeah! Thank you!
It is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new members.
This one's for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Gonzo.
Son of a crayon slayer. When we get this thing ready, we'll probably mention it a few times before DFW to get some of you guys can get some of the white kits, and if there are any black kits left after, we'll probably try to shoot them out to members first. If you guys don't buy them up at DFW, I don't know how many we're gonna have yet. We're still seeing how many people are signing up for the workshop.
Yeah. Yep. Still in the feeling out phase. Okay, so I've got 3 builds lined up for what I could do next. Here we go. Dragunsky, Heavy Iron Grenadier, Pathfinder. What do y'all think? Just let us know in the chat. I don't feel like doing the YouTube poll, so just tell me. Just
tell us which one we're doing next. Yeah, another one of the kits that'll be available at DFW will be the Dragonsky kit. So.
Yep. That's the chest, the head, flamethrower, backpack, and the bracers. Which are gloves.
Tristan got it worked out, maybe.
Good. Gonzo, I appreciate you, brother.
Very much.
Thank you. All right. Oh yeah, White Vegeta. I saw the Pimp Daddy Hound. That's interesting. That's a very
cool.
A very unusual pick. Well, right on.
This one is
Pathfinder. Yeah, that's Pathfinder. If you're not familiar with him,
hello, Jeff. Welcome.
Jeff here. What's up, Jeff?
Just popped in.
Let's see. I restrained from doing the irritating salutation where I used Jeff. So I did that for you, Jeff. All right. Say I never did that. Let's see here. Okay, present. Show.
Yeah, and just keep in mind this is his base build. He's gonna work it out from here. So.
Right. It's Jeff. All right, so this is Pathfinder. This is courtesy of Carson at 3D Joe's. That is who the green guy is. So, Dragunsky from October Guard, Heavy Iron Grenadier.
Which is a 50th anniversary homage.
Yep. So he'll be dark gray with red. I mean, he'll be Iron Grenadier colors, but let me see if I find a picture of that one.
Yeah, it's a cool figure. Brian King, we are working on it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
If Hasbro doesn't want to do them, we will.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's the start. There's going to be a couple of other features on it that'll make it pretty awesome. But yeah.
So this
Looking good
is
so
the
far.
Pursuit of Cobra. This is the first version they did. So he's gray. He's got a gray camo, and then the vest, the armor is red, and then he's got a gray head. So that's the heavy IG. Where Dragunsky's kind of a pink and purple. He's kind of Magneto colors.
HGC, I think a lot of those Toys R Us 2-pack figures are the best they ever did. You know, Wetsuit, Shockwave, V2, and several others pop in my head just right off the bat.
I love that Pathfinder. The all black, the black and gray one, so good.
Yeah.
And the Flint that came with the Ostriker, the black Ostriker, where he's tan, so good.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Zaganin. Appreciate you, man.
Love you, man. All right. What are we looking like here in the chat? Where are we at? I've not been paying attention.
Got five Dragonskys.
Well, this feels like the old Friday night verses with Jay and Chad counting the chat.
Yeah. Looks like 4 mentions of Pathfinder.
That's good.
And a couple of mentions of, so far Dragonski's ahead, but I think
seems like Dragonsky. I just counted 6 Dragonskys.
Yeah, there's a 6th one.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, they're all going to get done, so.
Yeah, I want to do them all. So it's, just a matter of the order, really. So, yeah. Dragonski's next for Wednesday's. Yeah, he does have his Weed Whacker. Again, collectible Carnage. And the head, I can't remember where I got it because it's been a while, and I've had it painted for months, several months. The interesting thing about this build is actually the working with Valaverse legs with the classified body, because it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to do a repeater. You already did one. Now we'll see if I can beat Hasbro.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I do want to do a repeater, but we're waiting on the gun because Dad's working on it.
Yeah, we got pieces will be probably shared with the IG Heavy, so there's some basic.
Yeah, heavy Iron Grenadier will also have the steady cam, but he has a minigun for all intents and purposes for now. But yeah, he will have a steady cam when all is said and done.
Oh yeah, HGC. I do see where that would be useful for some things.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's in a thick brush. Oh yeah, buddy.
Bring that back out.
Bam. Boom. There it is, my man.
Yeah, we got also. If you're talking about fast draw, Mikey and I have talked extensively about how to make that happen. And
Really
also
like
this one, I
that.
did mention earlier that the bubble for the Spaceman will have other uses. I'm pretty sure that is on the table to be done this year. So I've been working on a wing pack for him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
There's some good shit in there. They all get kind of dumped on all and lumped into one group, but man, there's some freaking bangers in there, dude.
Yeah, Fast Draw is awesome, and if there was some modern, do a few modern things to him to make him just a little more practical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
honestly, I hope they do him because I think they will do that well.
Yeah.
Now, you'll still have to get probably, your effects, maybe even your weapons from Suka, but I think I think they will do really well with that. With the
It's okay,
texture
man.
and
That
everything.
happens to me all the time.
Same. Honestly, Sky Patrol would be pretty cool, but Sky Patrols, they're all repaints. Like,
Yeah, the nice thing is, like, once you get a build of that figure, then you know what you would do to do Sky Patrol versions of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like if they do a lift ticket, you're like, okay, well there's that figure. If they do they're not gonna do a fucking Mamba, but if they did a Gyro Viper, bam, there's that guy. Like you just knock him off.
Motor Viper's one of them, right? And there's
Motor Viper.
That could happen.
Now
right?
I could see him doing that. Honestly, I could see it because I could see him doing a stun because of how much Sunbow focus they're doing, and Sunbow that they took over with the stun. They ditched the hiss and went for the stun, which I am not a fan of. But
yeah, I bet they will.
Good.
That's what I've got on the workbench right now, just looking at how they had that working. Is there a video of putting Valaverse legs on? No.
I do not. I do not. But I mean, it was really just breaking the crotchal piece apart on both, and then making the peg that connects the lower piece go through the binding piece of this one. It's not overly complicated. Just don't describe it very well.
Thank you, Jimmy, for stopping by, hanging out. Hey, Model Misfit. Yo, Mikey.
What up? What up? But when I get to that Pathfinder, we can go over kind of what I had to do as I break him down and get all cleaning done, all that stuff. So,
yeah, we've been talking about on this channel, on this show, later on, taking clips of it to do basic how-tos on some of these figures, especially for the things that are our kits. And then on our webpage, you can go watch how we did it and watch the things that are. Yeah, Talib, it's kind of a cool looking vehicle. The split thing I don't get, and it seems like they could have spent a little more time on it. I know the artwork for it was really cool.
Yeah, do not like the stun at all, but I understand it being part of a lot of people's childhoods. So,
and I do, like I said, I never really was a fan till I saw the stuff in Dan's books, and I was like, oh yeah, that would have been cool. Yes.
I wonder.
Totally would be badass.
Hell yeah.
To do a Bronze Bomber repaint.
Dude, Bronze Bombers would be freaking sick.
Yeah, it's pretty massive.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thick boy. I like all those. I like all
I do
those.
too.
Honestly, I would like to see an improvement on Sub-Zero. Because he doesn't look tactical at all. He looks kind of goofy. But
He looks almost
Good.
adventure teamish.
yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah. Non-threatening. Mm-hmm. Really? Wow. Oh, Checkpoint Alpha's here. That's cool. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you would ever do that, Suka. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The some of the artwork pictures of it had a very almost like the Mamba pods. It almost had that look to it. It just looked way more.
Yeah. I wonder what book that's in. Let me see here. I'm gonna find my email from Dan real quick, and I can tell.
Yeah, everything about it is like marketing just didn't know what to do with it.
Nobody knew anything. It just,
And I'm pretty sure that on the they had one of those, whatever 25-second cartoon clips of with it. It was one of the vehicles in it that I think was for one of the comics or something, which I always loved the style of those. And it seems like it showed this done, and in that, it actually looked like it was really cool.
All right, I found it. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. And shows and some of the guys that we normally get stuff from, in the 3D sculpting world, get better with their sculpts, and their stuff looks more and more like what you would expect it to. I think there'll be a lot more options from those people. Yeah, a lot of people love Scoop.
I'm not one of them, but yeah, people like him, sure.
The thing is, we just need one good yellow figure, and we could do Scoop, Airtight.
That is true.
And one other one that I just had in my head and it slipped. I don't remember who else. Oh, Lightfoot.
Oh, Lightfoot. Yeah, I forgot about Lightfoot. That'd be cool.
Model Misfit. I loved that figure, but I really liked when Hasbro brought back the 12-inch figures, and they did one in the green packaging, and it had the scorpion tail as part of his armor. I thought that was really cool.
That one was cool.
Yeah, he's on the rumor list. I just don't know. But so are a couple of other figures like Sci-Fi. So I'm always ready to see that stuff.
Oh, for sure.
God, Jeff Butler knows his shit. Yes, Jeff.
Jeff Butler does know his shit.
We're gonna get those T-shirts made for DFW. Well, wait a minute. Is this a trick, Killer Rabbit? Are you trying to find out how to source King Arthur's gauntlets? Nice try, buddy. No, and it seems like it's been about 3 years ago when people were doing, when 3D printing of costume parts was really got into it, and it seems like somebody did a Monty Python King Arthur for a show, and I cannot remember who did that. Jack Bauer. Yeah, I thought Rampart was one of those too, and that that 89 to 92, there were some really great.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. When I was a kid, I loved the fact that Duke was from St. Louis and Flint was from Wichita, and I was in the Kansas City area, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, he did, which is bizarre, but okay. No, I was just saying that your screen name being the rabbit looking for King Arthur's weakness.
Mm-hmm.
As a reference to the movie.
It's just a
it's
bunny.
I just can't remember who did it, but I think the person that ended up doing that armor actually did it out of foam. Did foam craft on it to make the gauntlets and stuff. I'll have to look for that and see if I can find that.
This is crazy. The stun isn't in this damn directory. Glossary, not in it.
Jeff, that's true. That's true. I just wanted to be really raw in the hotel lobby in the evenings. Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, we can do stickers. We can get some stickers.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, recoil would be a cool looking figure.
For sure.
You wouldn't even have to get too crazy with it. You could practically use most of the parts from one of the anniversary soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah. You could get pretty dang close with it for sure.
Did you just have Sci-Fi out? You ought to pop him out again. Show this is what Mikey put together tonight. Finishing up the last few shows of work. We'll have that kit available shortly on the website, and we will be bringing plenty of them to DFW. Yes, it does, Tristan. And a Flak Viper, yeah. Jeff, there's we talked about the Jay's Armory is it on eBay or Etsy? I can't remember.
Etsy for sure, because that's where I bought the Dodger kit.
He does. I think he has all of them. I think he has all the Battle Force 2000 kits, and that one is designed to go really well on a Tiger Force Outback body. The only thing it doesn't have is the boots, and honestly, I keep looking at Night Creeper shin guards. They're very similar. But the vest, the rifle, the helmet, and head together really look good. And I always thought they like split up the Alien Space Marine stuff between Blocker and Dodger. Like between the two of them, you would have almost a perfect Space Marine.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there are some nice 1/12 scale Space Marine sets too. Colonial Marines.
Yeah, that's true.
A couple of those.
Yeah, Jeff, I just did one for a guy. He wanted the Night Force version, the unreleased Night Force version, also from Dan's books. Oh yeah, I just did that kit. It's a good kit. Very good.
Jeff, I don't know. I think we're heading out Monday.
Yeah.
We'll probably be there Thursday.
Yep, probably so. Yeah, because we'll get we'll leave Augusta Monday, right?
He came with one of the gliders. Tristan, they had the same series that Mikey did that did his which one was it? The red and black one, Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil.
Yeah, he came in that series with Daredevil and a couple of Joes. But yeah, Skymate came with a bright pink boomerang that fit in his belt.
Yeah, he was like pink and yellow, Daredevil.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, don't forget poor old Windmill.
I'm gonna forget Windmill. I'm gonna just push it out of my mind.
Okay. Yeah, what's wild is both Skidmark and Windmill are done in those terrible colors, but their sculpts are actually really good. They have really good details in them. Skidmark's details. I love his vest. I love it.
Yeah, Skidmark's is really good. He's just terrible colors. I mean, they half-assed him like they did the Iron Grenadier Ferret driver. The driver.
Yeah.
Like you just, damn, this is a cool looking figure. You guys just like cheaped out on the paint apps.
And what I really love on that figure is when
damn,
when Fun School got a hold of it, they made it worse somehow.
God damn it.
All right. Okay. There you
go. I won't hold it against you, Tristan, because Major Blood, you get extra points for Sebastian Blood. And I'm a fan.
For sure. Probably the best classified figure.
Oh yeah. Sick.
Even with exposed joint pins, which won't be on the new one, but
not for long.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Sure. And one more time for he came with I believe it was just a repainted Annihilator backpack, I think, and he had this like baby blue light jacket, so bizarre, and the rest of it was kind of red colored. It was just terrible.
That's pretty rough.
Oh, well, thanks. Now I feel stupid, Tristan. I didn't know. That was the thing.
The things public school doesn't teach you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, okay. All right. Right on.
And then I'll show this again. If you guys do watch the couple of Kook show every other Sunday, we won't do one this Sunday, but the Sunday after. It's Mother's Day, and we got stuff to do, and it's our off week. So there. This is what we're working on that. Calling it the Spaceman build. Nice little weapon. Anything in black is still yet to be done. It's designed to go on a Destro classified body, and our workshop at DFW will get you an exclusive all black version of this armor.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in the commander package, you can do that. You can do this, and then you can also. I definitely recommend signing up for the workshop with the original Hasbro designers. Definitely recommend that. Mikey and I will be there supporting the OG guys, helping them run around while they work one-on-one with everybody. Mikey and I both did really cool really cool versions of the toys that we worked on. They'll be there so we can see what we did and what we started with and how we did it. And we had help from Mikey, had help especially from the great Dave Kunitz.
I did.
And Dave's mark in GI Joe's not only in the vehicles. His head sculpt was used for both Thrasher and Ozone. An unusual mix.
It is a weird mix, 100%.
Yeah, Jeff, I had one for a while and I sold it because people kind of want people went through a stage there where they were paying good money for him, and he really didn't mean that much to me. The thing I liked about Windmill was the toy that he came with, and that was because I had a subscription to a magazine called International Combat Arms, and they had a whole one-page article about the actual plane that was. And then like 3 years later, I saw it on the shelf, and I just thought it was cool because I'd seen it before it was. So Longbow will have a table. Troy will be there this year to help sell our goods. We'll have updates, but we won't have a lot of new stuff. We'll have the Ghost figure. We'll probably be selling some Skeletron figures, and there's a couple of new figures that might get debuted from the Skeletron universe in O-Ring. We will definitely be selling those. I think last year I sold more Skeletron figures than anything else. But we'll have Ghost on hand, so people can have one open and people can tinker with it and see how that invisible shield works, which is kind of a fun little gimmick. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks, pal.
All right, so next week you're going to start on
Dragonski. Yep.
And you are using a Televiper base on that for the chest, the torso, and Saw Viper legs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use the Saw Viper legs. I think so.
That'll be great.
I think it'll be pretty rad. But
yeah, so we've got several new kits that'll be showing, and if you're not going to DFW and you are going to Joe Fest, we plan on setting up in the at one of the swap things in the hallway somewhere. We'll set a table up and have the full display there. Mikey will have some of his figures there, and then we'll have the couple of Kooks display the version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Tristan.
Brian.
Appreciate you. So yeah, so we will have Longbow stuff. We have a few new pieces of the card art that Doug Hart painted. I think of the rest of the figures. I don't think we had them all last year, but this year we'll have the rest of them. So the first 11 will be ready to go. So you can buy at least the prints. It sounds silly, but the prints are beautiful, and I wish that back in the day we could have bought prints of of our favorite Joe artwork, because I probably still have Airborne if we would have been able to get them back then. Airborne's art is one of my favorite. Airborne, Ripcord, and Flint, their artwork is superb. I like Airborne and Ripcord just because they're in action poses that actually really made you want to play with a figure like that.
Definitely. Yep. Absolutely.
Thanks, Menjoza. Appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that comes on and watches us here, watches us on a couple of Kooks, watches figure it out. We don't get a lot of viewers on a couple of Kooks, but we get a ton of replays, and that's probably because we have that. I know so many of you go to church and you're busy on Sunday mornings when we do that show. I appreciate we do appreciate the replays because we still get to see that people are watching and enjoying it.
Hell yeah. For sure.
You too, Cliff. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Figure it out
Yep.
tomorrow night. 9
Tomorrow
p.m.
night, 9 p.m. Central on Zakanan's channel. We've got Blake Tarpley, and we're talking about our 5 favorite robots and 1 terrible robot. So looking
That's
forward
great.
to seeing the diversity of the 3 lists, because I think it's going to be pretty wild.
Thank you, TC.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and again on the show thing this year, we decided to ramp it up.
Oh, Stacy.
Yeah, so this year we're ramping it up. We want to really come out swinging this year. Last year it was just kind of laid back, and the idea started on our way home, and now we're going to do it. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff. There might be some extras that aren't going to be talked about until right before the show. So G-Force
For sure.
Racing is here.
G-Force,
Hey, it's all right,
man.
The replay will give you a really sweet look at that build up for Sci-Fi V2. It turned out really nice.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, great. We spend a lot of time back and forth. I'll print the stuff, send it to Mikey, and he looks it over, and we make little tweaks here and there to make it try to get the feel that we want. But that definitely looks like a V2.
Yes, it does. So that is it. Thank you all so much.
Definitely.
For watching, engaging, super chats, obviously, members. I appreciate each and everything you guys do for me. I think I'd be doing this either way, but seeing your guys' support, it means a great deal, and I don't ever want you to think I don't appreciate it. Because we do. Whether it's me and Dad or me and Zach or whoever.
Well, anybody we interact with on any of these shows, like anybody that comes on, support them, hit their channel.
Absolutely. So, until next time, you have a good one, okay?
Pigeon.